Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is enjoying their day. Please subscribe and like the video before continuing. Port Charles is no stranger to jaw-dropping resurrections, and now it's happening again. In a move no one saw coming, Kelly Thibault has been spotted on set, and insiders are buzzing that she's reprising her role as the fiery, complicated, and unforgettable Dr. Britt Westbourne. Wait, wasn't Britt dead? That's what everyone thought. Britt's tragic and heroic death at the hands of the hook killer was one of the most emotionally gutting moments of 2023. She died in Liesel's arms after saving Jocelyn Jacks and choosing to spend her last moments free from regret. It was final. It was devastating. But now, everything is about to change. Kelly Thibault back on set, but why? Multiple cast and crew members have remained tight-lipped, but sources confirm that Kelly Thibault has filmed scenes set to air later this summer. The official line is no comment, but the buzz is deafening. Britt Westbourne is coming back from the dead. So how is this possible? Is this another twin twist, classic soap, a vivid hallucination? Or has Britt been alive all along, hidden away, coerced, perhaps even betrayed by those she once loved? The hook's deception, a death that was never real? Let's rewind. Britt was stabbed by the hook in a dramatic scene on New Year's Eve. She collapsed after helping Jocelyn escape the killer and died from the poison laced on the hook's weapon. At least, that's what we were told. But fans with sharp memories may recall a few inconsistencies. Britt's body was never shown beyond the immediate aftermath. The hospital did not perform a public autopsy, and Liesel, overcome with grief, refused a second opinion. Victor Cassadine was very much alive at the time and had a vested interest in manipulating both Britt and Liesel. Could he have orchestrated a false death? And now, with Victor dead, could Victor finally be free? The return, first glimpses of Britt. June 20th's episode will allegedly give fans their first real clue. A mysterious patient arrives at G with a computer monitor and a shadowy WSB escort. The hospital staff is told she has no ID and is suffering from trauma amnesia. But when Elizabeth sees the woman's eyes, she stops cold. Cue the dramatic music. Viewers won't get confirmation just yet. The woman doesn't speak, doesn't respond, but there's something about her that triggers Liz's memory. She tells Finn later it's impossible, but it felt like her. The woman is taken to a secure wing of the hospital. Dante begins an investigation, and Liesel, summoned urgently, collapses in shock when she sees the woman's face. What happened to Britt? Sources close to production tease a twisted and emotional backstory for Britt's disappearance. Here's the working theory. Victor Cassadine, obsessed with controlling his family's fate, injected Britt with a paralyzing agent that mimicked death. He had her body switched out before it reached the morgue and spirited her away to a private WSB black site. Why? Because Britt knew too much? She had access to medical research Victor was hiding, possibly related to Mikosh's deadly pathogen program. Rather than kill her, Victor chose to imprison her, using her to further his experiments. When Victor died on the Haunted Star, all his secret facilities were exposed. WSB agents, raiding one such compound in Greenland, reportedly found a woman fitting Britt's description among the survivors. Disoriented, sedated, and unable to remember who she is. Liesel's reaction, guilt, hope, and terror. Liesel Obrecht, who mourned her daughter with a depth that nearly destroyed her, will be front and center in this storyline. Her reaction to the mystery woman is pure, unfiltered heartbreak. If this woman truly is Britt, Liesel must wrestle with overwhelming guilt for having given up too soon. Viewers can expect an emotional reunion scene that is anything but simple. Liesel will try to reach her daughter through familiar music, shared memories, and medical breakthroughs. But trauma runs deep, and the question remains, is Britt, or has she been broken beyond recognition? The DNA test verdict day. Monday, July 1st is the date to circle. That's when the results of the DNA test will come in. Liz, Finn, and Portia collaborate to test the patient's identity against GH records and Liesel's own DNA. When the results return, match, there's no more denying it. The woman in the bed is Britt Westbourne. Port Charles will never be the same. What happens now? Britt's return doesn't just impact Liesel, it sends ripples through every corner of town. Maxie Jones, Britt's one-time BFF and fellow single mom, will be floored. Britt stood by Maxie during the Peter August debacle and was one of the few people who never judged her. Can their friendship be rekindled? Brad Cooper, still reeling from losing both Britt and his position at the hospital, will be stunned. He'll rush to her side, but will Britt even remember him? Terry Randolph, Britt's GH co-chief of staff, will need to decide where Britt fits into the hospital now. Is there even a job for her, or is her return going to throw the entire GH hierarchy into chaos? Cody Bell, who had just begun to explore romantic feelings for Britt before her death, will be devastated to learn she's been alive all this time. He blamed himself for not protecting her. Will they get a second chance? Jason Morgan and Britt unfinished business? One of the most bittersweet layers to this story involves Jason Morgan. Though they parted before her death, Jason was the man who cracked open Britt's armor. He saw her at her most vulnerable. And she loved him for it. She let him go so he could reunite with Sam and the kids, but part of her heart always belonged to him. Now that Jason is back in Port Charles trying to rebuild his own life after being presumed dead, Britt's return throws everything into question. Do they reunite? Is there still chemistry? Or has too much damage been done? Jason's stoicism might finally crack when he lays eyes on Britt again, but expect complications, especially if Sam McCall or Carly Spencer get wind of it. A new mystery: who's still watching Britt? While the joy of Britt's return dominates the headlines, something more sinister is lurking in the shadows. Ben notices that the woman who claimed to be Britt seems paranoid. She refuses to sleep unless someone guards the door. She whispers in German in her sleep, something about the second phase and Unit 17. She has strange marks on her arm, like someone injected her with a microchip. Is it PTSD? Or is someone still tracking her? A WSB insider tells Anna Devane that Victor's research may not have ended with him. There's chatter that another Cassadine heir picked up where Victor left off, he says, and he wants his property back. Anna's blood runs cold. Who is it? Someone named Valentine. The Brit effect, what this means for the canvas. With Britt back, storylines across the board are poised for a seismic shift. Here's what we might see in the coming weeks. A new GH power struggle. With Austin gone and Finn leaving for Zurich, Britt could rejoin the hospital staff. Will she reclaim her role as chief of staff? Or butt heads with Portia and Terry? Britt and Cody too. If Cody still has feelings, Britt's return could revive the romance that was snuffed out too soon. Brad's redemption arc. With Britt as his anchor, Brad may finally find a way to move forward, possibly with a new role at GH. Liesel's fight for justice. She will stop at nothing to hunt down those who imprisoned her daughter. Expect Liesel to go full Obrecht, scalpel, syringes, and all. Cassadine fallout. If Valentine is involved, Anna may have no choice but to take him down. Final word: resurrection or revenge? Kelly Tebow's return as Britt Westbourne is the kind of twist that gives General Hospital its legendary staying power. It's a storyline built on grief, guilt, redemption, and second chances, but it's also full of danger and deception. Not everyone in Port Charles will be happy to see Britt back. Some secrets were buried with her, and now they risk being exposed. So the real question isn't how Britt is back. It's why and what's coming next. Because one thing's for sure, Britt Westbourne is no one's victim, and she's not here to play nice. Stay tuned for explosive twists, emotional reunions, and another classic GH summer mystery as Port Charles welcomes home its most unlikely phoenix. GH Kelly Tebow's return shakes Port Charles. Is Britt Westbourne back from the dead? General Hospital spoilers spill. Port Chuck is abuzz with excitement as Kelly Thibault, beloved for her role as Dr. Britt Westbourne, is confirmed to return to the hit Soon Sir in July, stirring speculation about a dramatic twist on the horizon. We get updates on the latest General Hospital news straight to your inbox. We use your personal data for interest-based advertising as outlined in our Thibault, who last appeared in January 2023 when Britt was killed by Heather Weber. Allie Mills, aka The Hook, announced her comeback on social media, teasing a wild ride without revealing her character's identity. Fans are left wondering, will Britt be resurrected or is Thibault taking on a new role? Britt's return is bound to shake things up, but fans should be properly prepared that this starlet may be back on set with an Britt resurrection or a new face. Thibault's cryptic TikTok post, where she expressed thrill at being back, but dodged specifics, has fueled theories about Britt's fate. Executive producer Frank Valentini promised great twists and turns, hinting at a soap opera miracle. Perhaps Liesl Obrecht, Kathleen Gotti, used her scientific prowess to save Britt, maybe. Alternatively, Thibault could debut as a fresh character, possibly a Cassadine twin, given the family's penchant for doppelgangers. The fans are split, with some clamoring for Britt and Jason Morgan, Steve Burton to reunite, while others brace for a new face. Will Britt's return shake up the hospital and town, or is a stranger about to stir the pot? Spoilers leak impact on Port Charles tensions. Corinthos and Quartermain clans. Her past romance with Jason, cut short by his death in 2021, might reignite, complicating his role in Michael Corinthos' custody fight and Sasha Gilmore Corbin's Sophia Matson's paternity drama. A resurrected Britt could also confront Heather, who did promise she would return or reconnect with Brad Cooper, Perry Shen, her former confidant who recently fled town, but would certainly return if she did. If Thibault plays a new character, fans have speculated it could be electric to pair her with Jen Sidwell, Carlo Rhoda. Fans weigh hope versus skepticism. The fan base is churning, with some social posts celebrating Thibault's return as the best GH news of 2025, while others question if Britt's death can be undone convincingly, given her on-screen demise in Liesl's arms. Thibault's Daytime Emmy win in 2022 for Britt fuels calls for her revival, but her 2024 comment, "I tried to come back," suggests past hurdles might temper expectation. Whether Britt rises or a new character emerges, Thibault's homecoming promises drama. Will Britt reclaim her place in town, or will a fresh twist redefine Thibault's legacy?